Now, you and I are both in Texas, which is quite the experience. But I'm over here, I'm married, so I don't know what it's like dating in Texas. Um, for you, especially given how socially and politically conservative everybody is, um, what's it like? What's it like dating in Texas?
So first things first, on the apps, it's literally no man's land out here. It's okay, if you go on Grinder or Jacked or any of the apps, every other app, it seems that everyone, not everyone, but every other person here, is on meth. And at first it's like annoying, and then it's funny, and then it's sad. Just
like,
because
like legit, legit?
well, I'm assuming so because there are certain like signs they'll put on their profile. So, for example, if somebody says that they want to go skating, like SK8 ing,
Mm-hmm.
um, if they put like an ice cream symbol,
Mm-hmm.
um, if like everything they write is lowercase and then they have a capital T,
Mm-hmm.
or they say they want to go see or hang out with Tina, that's all street talk for crystal meth.
Oh shit!
Um,
I had no idea.
or if they put, PNP, party and play,
Mm-hmm.
that's also it as well. And yeah, it's literally every other profile out here does that. And it's like, ah,
It's like nothing
I'm not
serious.
that desperate for it. I'm not. Like, there's some dry spells, but I can take care of that myself. I don't need to put myself at risk for anything. Um, the other thing is that um, I get it's the South and it's conservative, and you don't. It's not necessarily easy for a lot of people to be out because of family or whatnot or jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there have been cases where guys who are like, I live in Lake Dallas, so about 40 minutes north of Dallas, 10 minutes south of Denton, and 10 minutes north of Louisville. So when someone from Louisville wants to come up here and hook up or whatever, um, it's always a good like maybe 30 like if I'm not feeling it, if I don't want to play the games, if it's like more, if it's a conversation longer than 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
I check out.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a very trying time,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'll give a maybe up to an hour or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
before checking out. But it's just like every time somebody wants to come over, it's always a game of 20 questions first, which I have no problem with,
Mm-hmm.
except they want to know how out I am, and I'm just like, okay, if you come to my place, nobody is automatically going to know that you're coming over to fuck. It's like the person down the street doesn't know your grandma's best
Mm-hmm.
friends from church's ex-boyfriend's daughter-in-law's, next door neighbor, who's dating, your cousin, and they're
Mm-hmm.
automatically going to tell everyone once you come in and let them know that you're gay. Like, you're in another town. Like, I get it's
Mm-hmm.
smaller area, so people know each other. But I mean, come on, there's only so much looking over your shoulder you can do before it's like, for me, I get it, but I just personally couldn't do it. Like,
Do you
just
think?
like that stress of worrying all the time, it just drives me insane. And so it's like, I make it a point on my profile to put like, don't message me if you're on the down low. It's just, it's too much.
Mm,
It's life is too short. Um, but I mean, there are some good people out here. It's like, it really is finding a needle in a hill in a haystack. It's just, you have to have patience. Um, but yeah, for right now, that's like, I've learned that myself. Um, I am not looking for that right now. I need to focus more on myself before letting anyone else come in and hang out, because The biggest thing is just people just do not know what they want.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that's
Um,
a symptom of just the era of dating and speed dating and that we're in, or do you think that's also more of a Texas thing?
oh, that's all around everywhere. I mean, even back home, like they say they want a friends with benefits thing, and then it just turns up into being two hookups, and then you guys, I don't want to say ghost each other if it's like a mutual thing. It's just
Mm-hmm.
you like don't talk. Like there's something like spiteful or malice about it. It just happens. But yeah, I think it's definitely once everyone be was able to basically create their own fuck buddy on their phone and order them like a pizza. It's it's made dating a dying art. I think.
So do you think like the relative convenience of being able to just pick it? Because I think that's one of the things that I'm glad that I didn't have to experience. Because when I met Livy, this was before any of the apps really started to blow up, and so I always wondered like, what is it like dating now in this era of? I mean, the most minor thing you can swipe over somebody and just overlook them because you always know that there is algorithmically speaking, there's always going to be another suggestion. There is always a possibility that the next person on the next slide is going to be better. And I think like having that constantly there makes the commitment for each individual person less fickle because you know that what I can ditch this thing if it's not working out, even though it could be something that you have to that works, but it would be something that you have to actually work out.
Yeah, I feel like it's a quote unquote like a false safety net. It's like
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
you don't have to try as hard. But at the same time, I can appreciate the value of that in the sense that like you can like cut through all the bullshit and just say are what are you looking for, what do you want, uh, and if it's not the same thing, cool, no hard feelings, just go
Mm-hmm.
on. Um, but yeah, I think like the one of the biggest things is just people forget how to treat other people. Um, you just like completely sometimes like just disregard everything about them as a person and just treat them as that sexual object. And while it can be fun at times, it's very damaging in the long run.
Yeah.
uh but yeah, so as of right now we're refraining from that.
Yeah, because it seems like the apps are great for people who, um, want to find something a little bit more, um, not official, and they want to be able to just meet people and hook up, and I think that's cool in that sense, and I think it's also, in some ways made people more open to the idea of casually dating and casually sleeping with other people, which is totally fine. Um, but yeah, I've always just been curious to see like is are these online dating platforms revealing the fickle nature of everyone's dating, or is online dating creating that sense of well, I don't really have to commit to anybody because there's just so many of them.
I feel like it's liberating
Yeah.
in sense. I feel like it's you know you always want to do things that you shouldn't,
Mm-hmm.
but society and your family tells you not to do those things. So you bottle that down, press it down, whatever. And when you finally have the chance to do it, sometimes you go overboard.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, do I think people are naturally this fickle? To an extent. Um, but yeah, I just think the apps like they're exacerbating it.